the other, we are all involved in seeking for ways that Nigeria can start functioning for the good of all. And anyone who is sincere will agree with me that one of the major problems we have in Nigeria is the unnecessary duplication of offices. The military rulers and the people that took over from the military tried in a very demonic way to weaken the Nigerian police. And that act of weakening the Nigerian police is one of the major reasons Nigeria is not working. Any country that seeks to function must have to metamorphose into a police state whereby the police is active. You see all these offices that are created, the EFCC, the ECPC, the Nigerian Drug Law Enforcement Agency.
If you have a 700 plus credit score, you qualify for Chase's new program where you can access up to
all of them, many of all these things. All these are the functions of the police. In a civilized environment, the police has the duty to investigate, to arrest, and to prosecute crime, no matter the crime, whether it is financial crime, whether it is domestic crime, whether it is road crime, whether it is industrial crime, whether it is a business crime, whatever crime that is committed. It is the duty of the police to investigate, to arrest, and to prosecute. In Nigeria, the police got weakened because they wanted to be using the police for intimidation. The key functions of the police, they have removed from the police. And then we are seeing the mess that the country is facing, whereby the EFCC chairman will actually tell you openly that it is not possible to prosecute the people that are corrupt, that they have not managed to prosecute, and they don't see the possibility of actually jailing somebody. And the reason the country is going down is because of corruption, deep-rooted corruption. We are people who have not managed to become successful in their private businesses, will one way or the other find themselves in government, and before you know it, they become billionaires, become political godfathers who are controlling the fortunes of the people. You see people who are sampling money in billions, and you cannot find anything they are doing. There is no visible means of livelihood. There is nothing they are doing that is giving them this money, and the officers, the so-called EFCC officers, are looking at all these people, and nobody is doing anything. And they say that they cannot actually prosecute. Their duty, what that thing the EFCC is doing, is actually the job of the Nigerian police. It is the job of the police. There may be a department in the police specialized in advanced investigation of advanced crime or something, financial, whatever. But it is the duty of the police. Expunging them by military fiat, creating agencies. If I am allowed to speak my mind, you see all these things, all these bodies, all these agencies in Nigeria, they should be collapsed completely, so that the Nigerian police can be energized. You know, if Nigerian police is actually removed from the grip of politicians, politicians should not be the ones that are appointing who becomes the head of the police. All these are the ironies we have in Nigeria, that Nigeria is not working. The police themselves should be able to rise by their hierarchy. They should be able to rise on their own, to be able to know who becomes the head of the police. It shouldn't be the responsibility of politicians to be deciding who is the head of the police, who is deciding where a policeman should go, where a policeman should be posted, that a politician doesn't like the face of a particular police officer, and they will just do something, and the police officer is either sacked or is either sent to a place where he will no longer see electricity. All those kind of evil that are happening there. The police should be able to be empowered in a way that nobody tells them what they are doing. They should be able to rise by the hierarchy. They should be able to be posted by the hierarchy. And if we are able, if there are so many things we need to do in Nigeria, and Nigeria should start to function, why should it be politicians that are appointing judges? Politicians appointing who becomes a judge. And those are the nonsense we are seeing, and those are the structures that are set by our, and the politicians are the ones that set these structures, and they're using these structures to sustain their grip on the system. Why can't the judiciary, for example, why can't they be the ones that are, promoting themselves based on their internal structure as an independent arm of government? Why can't the judiciary be the ones that are electing who becomes their president? The president of the judiciary becomes the chief justice of the federation, and then he is the head of the totality of the structures of the judiciary. Why can't we do that? Why are we allowing all these things that are happening? Extreme, extreme, extreme. The Nigerian police, I'm sorry to say this, but I'm concerned. I've become is why nothing is working. If we are able to strengthen the police, equip the police for them to be able to fight crime. You see all this nonsense we are seeing, there will be things of the past. It is a deliberate act to weaken the police so that the system will be in a mess, and all of us are in the same mess. I am concerned, and I believe somebody out there is equally concerned. We should seek for realistic ways that the country can start functioning. What we are doing is not working. And I don't know why we have politicians who will promise us that they are going to turn the country into El Dorado. By the time they get into office, they are doing nothing. They are enriching themselves. And we are seeing that they are enriching themselves. All the things they are selling and they are buying. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. How long will it take? You see somebody that is leaving Nigeria, leaving your country, and the person is excited that you are departing from your own country because you believe your country is in a mess, and the leaders are not doing anything. Shame on the leaders. Shame on the leaders. Leaders who know what to do in Nigeria and they have refused to do it. Shame to all of you. My name is Ugezu, and I am a concerned Nigerian. And I say it the way I see it. Have a wonderful day.
My people, una welcome. Oh, greetings all are sundry. Can't remember where I heard that word, all are sundry. I heard it recently, and the thing just stuck in my head for some reason. You don't turn I hear them, then when I heard it again, the thing just stuck in my head. How's everybody doing? I hope you're having a chill Thursday. The weather is slowly improving over this end, you know. So, for those of you, I don't know if you guys saw the last video that I showed earlier, but if you didn't, that's fine. It's still the state of Nigeria and all of that. And I saw a video of where the recently selected Edo governor was kneeling down. They all went to greet their emperor today, so they had to kneel down and prostrate in front of him and kiss the ring, really, to appreciate him for helping them read properly. You see, I'm not even interested in the government of Nigeria because they have no value to anybody. They are not even of value to themselves, right? I heard that the man wants to reshuffle his cabinet, and some of his ministers are running helter-skelter here and there because they are not sure if their positions will be secure. They're scared that, okay, maybe this man is going to cancel my own position too in the government. So everybody is running. I heard, well, I don't know if it's a rumor, it could be, but I read it somewhere that Gbajabiamila is one of the ministers that he's looking to reshuffle. We don't know. It could be fake news, right? Because the man, if he's looking to remove his stooge, Gbajabiamila, right, from the position, that means the replacement will be brutal. because Gbajabiamila basically does everything that he does. As much as I don't want to talk about this Tinubu presidency, right, or whatever it is that they think they have, one can't but mention it too. Like all those ministers that have been relying and folding their hands, and enjoying the loot. When they borrow money, they come to the Senate and share it shra amongst themselves, right? They never push up against, they don't think about the people. All they care about is that okay, they got their own cut, right? I don't know if you guys read anything about the second in command that they sent to the UN. Instead of him to talk about things that matter, one of the things that he talked about was for them to forgive the debts that they have collected. And then the second thing is for Palestine. That's where this that's what your government went to UN to go and talk about. They did not mention you. Not that I expected it to. Me, I'm just reminding you that they did not mention Nigerian issues. They did not even talk about it. It did not concern them, right? All they went to talk about is the fact it's almost like a report card. It's almost like they just went there to go and say, look at us, we are doing. And then, yes, he's also trying to get them to give them a permanent seat in the UN. In the UN, he's looking for someone to give him a permanent seat. And meanwhile, people are trying to get out of the UN and form other alliances. But your government went to the UN to go and see whether they can get a permanent seat. But anyway, you guys don't have a government. Nigerians don't have a government anyway. It's just a charade. All they are doing is making shakara here and there. They don't care about the common needs of the people. They are not interested. Every day they are slaughtering people. They don't care. The news does not even mention it. The news is, in fact, they are so gagged that there's certain things that they would talk about and they will be slammed with a fee for talking about it or completely shut down. I don't know how news media stations continue to thrive and just talk about the surface issues and not dig deep. I don't know how an authentic journalist will feel in a scenario like Nigeria. You will feel gagged. You will feel not being able to lift your potential because you can only say so much. If you talk too much, they will just pluck you from where you are and throw you somewhere inside the bush, somewhere by the wayside. They will forget about you. We don't even know how many people have been disappeared since that have been speaking truth to power and letting people know what's going on in Nigeria. We don't know. The one that I forget this person's name now, that they took in the north till tomorrow, nobody knows what happened to him. You understand? Now, and again, another thing I want to talk about is that every corner I turn, everybody's talking about tribe. This tribe, this tribe versus that tribe, this. And I'm wondering to myself, when are people going to come together and unite and fight for their land? Now, who you see, now you go to do bigotry with. If you don't see anybody to fight with, that's it, you're on your own. That means you start fighting yourself. You would expect that, okay, you know what, now that we have a common enemy, let's come together, deal with the issue, and then we can now think about, okay, how we want to move forward from here. But I don't hear that conversation. Everybody is just so concerned about superiority, which tribe better pass, who they do well. It's crazy. It's too much. I don't know. Nigeria has turned to a land where there's fight all over the place. It looks like a land that's fighting against itself and is not giving peace to even its own citizens. It's resisting its own citizens. People are running away from Nigeria and are celebrating. Just like this guy said, I said it earlier, I didn't even see this video. People are running away from Nigeria. The moment they get out of Nigeria, the first thing they do is to be very excited that they've been able to get away from the country. And we don't think that there's something wrong with that picture. We don't think that there's something wrong. I don't know what it will take. My hope is that someday people will wake up and realize that look, we have big fish to fry. All these ones are not important in the grand scheme of things. And most of these people that are perpetuating this hate and all of that, they have kids. So I'm wondering, What are you going to will over to your children? Is it the same hate that you want to will over to your children? Because I don't understand it, right? So you're not so when people are willing over property, willing over good character, good name to their children, you'll be willing over hate. So those children will grow up saying, ah, you know what? Yeah, from time immemorial, we never agreed with these people, so let's continue to fight. Is that not, there's something wrong with that picture? And I see that that's where Nigeria is headed. In as much as I keep saying to myself, I'm tired of Nigerian issues, I can't help but talk about the concerns, because there are people who don't have the voice, that are being silenced every day, and they are suffering, eh, for nothing. It's not their fault that they were born in Nigeria, but they are suffering as a result of the terrible policies. They can't even thrive. Businesses cannot thrive. If you start a business in Nigeria, there's no guarantee that it's going to thrive. In fact, they will shut it down for you. The what's it called, lack of petrol, first of all, will first do its own work, and then the roads are terrible, and then the middlemen all over, and then the touts that will come and be collecting their own from you. How do you make money in an environment like that? They try to squeeze your business, and then the government will come with tax for something, for what they are not providing, for not providing anything. The government will come after you, right? No electricity. I saw somewhere, like say some people, they protest band A and band B, saying that they should scrap all this band A, band B, because they don't even see the benefit of it. And I'm like, why, when did Nigeria begin to segregate who will have more electricity and who will not? Even the ones that are supposed to be in band A, they are not getting the electricity. And is it by that? Why not make the electricity available and bill people for it? Just like here, if you like, turn on all your lights, leave all your lights on, turn on your water, let it be flowing. Nobody cares. At the end of the month, when your bill comes, you must pay. If you don't pay, they give you a stretch of time to pay. If you don't pay, they turn everything off. It's that simple. They will turn it off. You will now have to find a way to contact them and have them reset the system for you. Otherwise, so why? Anyway, I don't expect anything good from the government. So let me know even say why are they not, because they're not going to do it. They don't have the wisdom to do it. They don't have your interest at heart. All they came to the government to do is to come acquire wealth for themselves, come accumulate wealth for themselves, their children, and those yet unborn. That's what they came to do. The man is not interested in any of your problems. He doesn't care whether you are crying or not. He doesn't care. You see the picture of the rice that they gave to the people in Maiduguri that just suffered flood. You see that rice? God knows. It be like candle. It be like rice when they make from candle. That's what expired. Somebody was saying maybe it's expired rice. That's what your government had the conscience to provide to its citizens that just suffered heavy flooding. Meanwhile, that same government got so much money just because of that flooding. Nothing. Most of his citizens are sleeping outside. Nothing. No beds, nothing made available to them. Some of them don't even have food. They're living on the streets. Meanwhile, there were millions and millions of money that came into the state to help those that suffered that flood. Hmm? So you see why Nigeria cannot in any way. Me, I don't see any way out of Nigeria anytime soon, until the citizens themselves start to look inwards and start to do the work. That's very important. Otherwise, we're not going anywhere. We're just going to be here, coming here to sing song of woe every time. And what everybody should be on everybody's lips now is what is going to. Is it revolution? Is it clash? Is it rolling style? Which one is it that's going to happen? Not that everybody is going to come discuss their plans, but it is very necessary. It is extremely necessary. Um, hmm. Hey, now wow, Nigeria. Anyway, what can I do? Now the one I fit do so now they do for now. I know they, I know, thank God, I know they come Nigeria anytime soon. So
into the fact that that election was won by the PDP, and they said they've gathered some credible information to prove their stance. I'm being joined by Mr. Asue Ighodalo, who is the PDP governorship candidate in the Saturday governorship election. He joins us virtually live from Benin City. Thank you so much, Mr. Ighodalo, for joining us tonight.
Good evening, Shale. Nice to see you again.
Thank you so much for coming tonight. Let me begin. You hold the view that you and your political party, PDP, won that election. And as a lawyer, I know you probably will be dwelling more on the facts, not on conjectures. But tonight, how much of those facts do you have?
Thank you very much, Shale. If you look at our electoral process, BVAS, IREV, and all the result sheets, the fundamental and most important result sheet is the Form EC8A. Because we anticipated a lot of what subsequently happened, we had a plan to ensure that we got all our Form EC8As as quickly as possible after the elections. So we have all our Form EC8As, and when you total them up, you see that we won the elections very clearly.
Does this Form EC8A, I mean, I'm wondering how the departure between what you have, because the thinking is that you have your agent not only at a polling unit, you have them at the ward level, you have them at the RA level, you have them at the LG level, and you have them at the state level. So why was the departure?
You know that the Form EC8A is the base document for determining the election and the results of the election. You take the EC8A and you take it to the Ward Collation Center, transmit into EC8Bs, and then you move on to the local government collation centers, and then you move on to the state collation center. That's how it works, okay? But the fundamental document is EC8A. That shows what happens at the polling units, and it's the results from the polling units that are transmitted upwards to the ward, and to the local government, and to the state.
So give us an understanding. What have you discovered so far? How much of a departure? What are the figures that you have come up with in your tabulation?
Okay, I'll help you a bit, but I also have to keep my gunpowder dry because there are a lot of things that will bring up at tribunal stage. Huh? But I'll give you three straight examples. There's Ipobaha Ward 10, Unit 13. We have there accreditation of voters being 156. The results that were announced by INEC suggests that 2,110 votes were scored by the APC and 57 votes by the PDP. Clear case of overvoting. The accredited voters much lower than the votes that are declared. Esako East, Ward 4, accredited voters 213. We have votes for APC, 352, and 52 votes for the PDP. Akoko Edo, Ineme Ward 9, Unit 11. Accredited voters 39. 419 votes for the APC and 19. That guy must have a sense of humor. 419 and 19. And 19 for the PDP. And we can go on and on. We have over 160 such units where we have data and information of such overvoting. And then we have over 160 polling units that we've identified now that there was no BVAS registration, especially in the 3 Esakos. Okay, so there's a lot of data, a lot of information, a lot of evidence that we have. So we're fully confident that going through the tribunal, we will win the case. We will regain our mandate, and we're clear without any doubt that we're the winners of the election last Saturday.
You're probably one of the most respected lawyers around. Although your practice may not be exactly in the area now that you have forayed into, which is election law, but then you understand the principles and the baseline of how to prove some of this fact. But you do know that this is a marathon.
Sure.
This will take nothing less than 6 months to be able to see through to the Supreme Court, because the Constitution provides that. But the question here, Mr. Ighodalo, is how did you? What do you understand in the manner? Because your party has said this election was rigged. How did those who rigged the election? How did they come about it? Why didn't you see this coming? How come you were not present when this was rigged? At what point were these elections rigged? Did you have a party agent at the levels?
Sure. This is one of the areas where you feel really disappointed with INEC, disappointed with the security forces, particularly the police. There was a collusion of the INEC and the police is to really subvert the will of the people of Edo State. The people of Edo State came out massively to vote for us. We won the elections clearly, but by collusion, and it's painful because you have a bunch of many young people who feel that they've been disenfranchised in the past. They feel their votes don't count. They wonder what kind of democracy we run. I've been trying to encourage them that your votes will count. We'll make sure your votes count. And then we have serious collusion by INEC and the APC, indicating, suggesting, and working towards votes not counting. But this time round, we'll go through the judicial process and the votes will count, because we're quite clear that with the evidence we have, we will show clearly that we won the election and the mandate of the people will be upheld.
Yesterday, I was speaking with your good brother, not only because you're from the same state, but also in the same profession, Olumide Akpata, on the program. And he was of the opinion that your party and the APC were involved in vote buying, and that the people were being bought over. How much of the vote buying did your party do?
No, I can state categorically. Show you around. I saw you around, and I hope you moved from polling unit to polling unit in different places. We were not involved in vote buying at all. APC agents, different agents, came with notes straight from the CBN or from the banks, mint notes, and they were offering 25,000, 30,000, 50,000 per vote. What our guys did was go to them and ask them that, harass them and tell them that you can't come here to buy votes. But we were not engaged in vote buying in any way. I'm clear about that, and I know that. We didn't even need to go around buying votes. The people of Edo State were solidly with us, solidly. It's only when you're not sure of your capability, you're not sure that you're able to perform, that's when you do underhand things. And APC, through this election, with the connivance, complicity, and support of the INEC, undermined the whole democratic process.
But that was perhaps a deviation from some of what we heard and some of what has been said now, because there are those who say that it's in fact your party that rigged the election, and there are those who are in the EFCC and police net who they say they are agents of the PDP.
If we rig elections, why weren't we announced as the winners? If we rigged elections.
It was being said, some civil society organization said it was a case of who bought more than the other. It was a case of the highest bidder.
I don't know what civil society organizations you're listening to, but the credible ones, Yaga and others, have said very clearly and pointed fingers at where the problem areas were. INEC, APC, the police. So don't let's just mince words. It's the credible civil society organizations have very clearly stated where the problem was. So, and I'm confident, very confident, that if we go through this judicial process effectively, we will reclaim our mandate. I'm confident. We have the evidence, we have the facts, we have the data.
But where exactly? Because usually what politicians do is that you only rig where you are popular. That's what they say. And from experience, that's only possible because resistance also come. Now, where do you think you were rigged out?
See, Shiv, we didn't rig. And I've already started saying to you and pointing out to you the problem is area. I gave you 3 examples in Edo North and Edo South, as where we had accredited figures not matching the number of voters. Clear case. I'll give you another example. Saturday night, when APC and INEC saw that APC was losing woefully, they then subverted the electoral laws and the guidelines. Collations are done, first of all, at the polling units, and then you go to the ward collation center, and then you go to the local government collation center, and then you go to the states. There was a jump from ward straight to the state. Ipoboha, already, particularly, and Ego. They moved all the collation straight to the INEC office in Benin. And then they did not allow our collation agents and none of our party agents to go into the INEC office. When I heard about this, my deputy and I went straight to the INEC office, and we were not allowed in. And that again is against the guidelines and the rules. All the agents are my agents. So they're my agents. I have the greatest authority to represent myself at the collation centers. But I was not allowed in. My agents were not allowed in. So we don't know what was happening behind closed doors.
No, Mr. Ighodalo, you didn't quite get my question.
Yeah?
I was asking, you didn't quite get my question. My question was that you can only rig, politically speaking, is a popular saying, that you can only rig where you are popular. Now, the question I'm asking you is that, where did you think you were rigged out?
Yeah. Shil, that was my first answer to you. We didn't rig.
That's the point I'm making. I'm saying
that
if you say that the APC rigged, which areas did they rig you out? That's the question. Where are the areas did you think that
different forms of rigging? Where it's show there are different forms of rigging, and I try to explain this to you. There are places where the accredited figures didn't match the voters. So there were places where we were strong. The strategy of the APC, the way I see it, was that in places where we were strong, they suppressed our votes and tried to enhance their votes. That was their strategy. That was their principal strategy. Then there were places where they were perceived to be strong, where traditionally people had said they were strong, like their circles. They then tried to return phenomenal figures that didn't match the accreditation or even number of registered voters. So those were the areas particularly where they focused on.
Let me take a break now.
Suppress us when we were strongest, and then try to enhance and inflate their votes where they thought they were strong. But in a free and fair election, this election, they didn't even win in their circles.
Give me a moment, Mr. Aswe. I need to go on a break. But when we come back, I mean, are you going to keep quiet in all of this? Yes, as a lawyer, you're pursuing this. You have said that you believe and you trust that as a Democrat would uphold the rule of law before the election. But in all of this, are you going to approach him? What are you going to do? Those are going to be my next line of questions when we return from this break. We'll be right back, everyone. Thank you so much, everyone, for staying with us. Mr. Aswe Ighodalo, PDP governorship candidate in the Edo governorship election, has been speaking with us from Benin City. Mr. Ighodalo, before I went on break, I hinted you about my next line of question, which is, you were confident that President Tinubu, one of those who fought for democracy, you said that he's going to stand his ground and will not allow democracy to be messed up. Are you disappointed? If that is the case, are you going to speak with him? Because I understand that you are not alien to him. You're someone that you perhaps could pick your phone and talk to. What's your next line of action right now?
No. I'm looking at INEC and the police. The president acts through agents, and if he's put agents out who have now failed him, it's not directly his issue now. He'll need to interrogate his agents and see the points of failure. My concern now, and I haven't seen any connection with the president yet, but my concern now is INEC and the police. They failed the process, they failed democracy in Nigeria, and they really need to go and do a serious rethink. I'll give you another example, Sheo. It takes for 360 people to vote, it takes 10 hours. If you look at the results that have been churned out in favor of the APC, they have all these polling units where they have 1,000 votes, 900 votes, nearly 2,000 votes. That will take 2 days of voting to achieve that level of voting. So clearly there's some voodoo that's happened here that has been subscribed to and allowed by INEC, permitted by the police forces. And so we have the problem that we have today, a stolen mandate. But we're quite clear that when we take all this through the judiciary, we'll reclaim our mandate.
All right, let me quickly ask you.
State to stay calm and stay confident and just stay calm and know that by God's grace, at the end of the process, we'll have our mandate back.
Let me quickly ask you, the Form EC8A that you have the copies that you have of Form EC8A, are they the signed copies that you have?
Every polling agent gets a copy of the signed EC8A. We don't manufacture Form EC8As, and we don't print them. We're not like some other folks. So we took copies, our agents took copies signed from the presiding agent at the polling units, and they handed them over through a process that we had devised. Because we knew all of this would happen anyway. We suspected it. You know what happened in Kogi? You know what happened in Imo State? You know what they tried to do in Bayelsa? And I keep wondering why INEC will not redeem itself. And INEC is going to cause a lot of problems for our democratic process if they do not redeem themselves.
Quickly, Mr. Ighodalo, if you look back, do you have any regrets? If there's one thing that you could have done, if you knew that this was coming, what could that have been?
No. Do I have any regrets? No, definitely not. I stepped out and chested out to work for my people, and I'm still going to do so by the grace of God when we reclaim my mandate. So I have no regrets whatsoever. And I'm confident in the people of Edo State. They came out and voted for us massively. So I have their confidence, they have my confidence, and no regrets whatsoever. What we could have done differently, well, honestly, maybe we could have made a lot more noise about it before, but we weren't making noise about it, and people weren't listening. We didn't sign the peace accord because we said the playing field was not level. It was really upside down. It wasn't even level at all. We spoke with the British and the Americans, but when they came to see us, but they now have come out after the elections to start mouth platitudes that it was a peaceful process. What does that mean? You would expect that those who are the proponents of democracy would pay true attention to processes that are flawed and say the truth as the truth is. So, but again, we have to shoulder our own cross in Nigeria, in Edo State, and we shall do so.
All right. My final question for you tonight, before I allow you go, but I would like you to watch the video, including all of our viewers. The APC candidate is already calling every Edo citizen to come together to work with them. But I want everyone to watch, then I'll get Mr. Ighodalo's response on this. Take a listen to Senator Monday Okpebholo, Governor-elect of Edo State.
My good people of Edo State, a while ago, I received my certificate of return from the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, who officially declared me the winner of the September 21st, 2024 governorship election in Edo State. With a great sense of humility and gratitude to God, I accept the result of the governorship election as declared by INEC. The journey to a new Edo has started with this mandate of the good people of Edo State. I want to especially thank our supporters and party faithful who work day and night to take our message far and wide. I want to particularly thank our leader, our president, our father, and
If you may, Mr. Godalo, are you receiving these hands of fellowship from Senator Monday Okpebholo? He has stretched it. He says, for the interest of the Edo people.
I'd said this from the beginning, that free and fair election, level playing field, I have no problem with the outcome. This is not a free and fair election. We won this election. This mandate has been stolen by INEC and the police force. And we're clear in our minds that we will regain our stolen mandate. Because the mandate is stolen, there's no way you can accept this hands of fellowship or hands of friendship that's some kind of pirate kind of fellowship. So I will stay with the people of Edo State who gave me the mandate, fully gave me the mandate of their free will, and I will go into the courts and the tribunal to reclaim our mandates and then form the government of the state. I was listening to Monday Okpebholo now, and he was talking about his promise to the people and his campaign promise. They didn't campaign. There was no promise they made to the people of Edo State. He didn't even speak. This is the first time I've ever heard him speak, and he must have gone through serious coaching. So I honestly don't understand what kind of message he's trying to send to us. We will stay on the facts, we'll stay on the evidence, we'll stay on the data, and we'll take this through the tribunal.
All right. Mr. Aswa Ighodalo, thank you so much indeed for your time. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Sheila. Take care. Yeah, thank you.
Time fast.
Oh my God. You know what strikes me about Nigerian politicians? Not that it's shocking, but what strikes me is this. With some of them, the level of education, I think there's some kind of disconnect where they don't understand their placing in the world. It seems like they don't understand how the world views them, how the Western, hey, Kenny, welcome. Oh, thank you very much. Thank you. They don't know, they don't understand how the world they see them, how they view them, right? Okay, I'm listening to Aswa Ighodalo, right? Mr. Aswa Ighodalo, and he's saying, the British was there, the US people were there, of course, for their own personal interest. The same people, the British wrote, their news was that the Edo State election was largely peaceful. That's what they said. And they were on ground and they saw, there's no way they won't see. They saw the back and forth. They saw the heavy rigging taking place. Most of our leaders don't understand their placing in the world. They don't know how the West views them. In actual fact, there's a naivety I see coming from them. These people don't give a damn. They are there for their interest. I don't know why our leaders, the thing they rub me off the wrong way. These people don't have, you just say they come there, maybe they come really observe what really. They come there for their interest and they know they don't really take position with who they want to take position with. That's why they can come out boldly after seeing such a fraudulent election, come out boldly and say it was largely peaceful. When you know that it was not. Because their interest, they protected it, they secure their interest. This guy is going to be the one to secure their interest with them, for them. So I don't know. I don't understand that at all. We really have very naive leaders in Nigeria, worshippers of Oyibo people. When they see Oyibo, blessed that they candy store, all of them don't be happy as if their mini gods don't come. God, I beg you. It's embarrassing. I no lie. See this one. When no ever grant interview to anybody, see how they give am something. Don't I should say cram am. I should say read and you don't cram am. They come play am for screen in case he forget. He's now coming out to talk. I don't know why Mr. Aso Godalo wants to fight, to be honest. The judiciary is messed up. The someone will not they talk about judiciary again. Say they go lock up anybody when they talk about judiciary. I mean, the lawyers they say they go. I don't know, but I don't know as the man want to collect him mandate. But hey, I'm not. Me, I know even they pay attention to that one. It's just amazing to me. Say it's almost like you're repeating a circle. You're repeating who will give you the mandate back? Which of the judges? I mean, I don't understand. These people you think they don't know, they will go and position their people there. When you go there, the same thing they did with Peter, that's what they will come and do to you. Well, abeg, me I no know. Na where I know reach now dey talk reach, but Nigerians make una dey look inside, because right now na how una wan take na wetin una go do about the situation on ground na im matter, because these people they are not leaving anytime soon. So anybody wey know wetin dey do, we need to dey talk of forward movement, not be to come dey discuss how election will not do jack. Every other state, Nigeria is going to fall under total and complete um authoritarianism, dictatorship, never seen before. Na here we dey now, na here we dey. So anyway, I don talk wetin I wan talk finish. I don do one in the morning, do one again to now. So guys, I go leave una. I have things to do. Thank you, Kene. Thank you everyone that's watching. Please like the video, share, subscribe if you have not yet subscribed, and I'll see you guys on my next one. Bye.